Hey guys, and welcome back to another vlog style book review. Today we're going to be reviewing the book Scarborough by Catherine Hernandez. So many of you might be asking, why did I choose Scarborough? Why do I want to read it? Well, to be truthful, it's a book that doesn't sugarcoat life. It allows me to understand what people from different communities from around the country face in their day-to-day lives. The novel follows three kids, Bing, Sylvie, and Laura, that live in a low-income part of Toronto. I was particularly drawn to the way that the book portrays their struggles with racism, poverty, and difficult home lives. Showing these struggles through different perspectives really interests me, and that's one of the reasons that I chose this book. Additionally, since the setting is close to where I live in Newmarket, it felt important to gain a deeper understanding of these experiences. Ultimately, the reason why I chose this book is because it would help me understand and see things from a different perspective. But before I start reading this book, I think it would be smart to talk about the author and the background of Scarborough. Catherine Hernandez is a Canadian writer with roots of Filipino, Spanish, Chinese, and Indian cultures. She actually knows Scarborough really well because that's where she grew up and that's where her early career started. She published the book in 2017, a time when conversation about poverty was gaining momentum in Toronto and the rest of Canada. The story was set in early 2000s Scarborough, and it doesn't shy away of depicting tough realities such as mental problems, insecure housing, and food insecurity. Hernandez uses this to show the strength and resilience of people in these communities, especially in the kids. And she makes us think about how society treats people who are struggling. It's about a week in from reading this book. I'm around 1/3 done. I think it would be a good idea to stop and discuss some themes that I have noticed so far and how the characters are progressing. The first third of the book Scarborough explores the characters' struggles with poverty, identity, and family, showing how these challenges shape their early experiences. Sylvie is deeply aware of her family's poverty, but she tries to hide it. This is seen when she says, "Mama works hard to ensure that we are as clean as possible, but with only 3 sets of clothes, it sometimes means turning my underwear inside out." This reveals her maturity beyond the years in dealing with difficult circumstances. Bing, on the other hand, wants to express his hopeful innocence about his future, telling his mother, "I want to be a saint," when explaining his drawing. This shows that Bing is a pure soul and wants only kindness in the world. He's a very innocent person. Laura's story explores her identity and belonging, as shown in her conversation with Miss Hina about her hijab. Laura asks Miss Hina what she's wearing. Miss Hina responds, "It's my hijab." Laura says, "Why do you wear that?" Then Miss Hina pauses. She responds with, "Because it reminds me of who I am." This moment highlights Laura's curiosity and the importance of cultural identity. Together, these experiences reveal how their environments influence their growth and understanding of themselves. One of the big themes that I've noticed so far in this book is resilience. In Scarborough, resilience is a central theme that shapes how different characters navigate hardship and trauma. The children, or the characters, demonstrate resilience by continuing to believe in themselves even though they are faced with loss, neglect, and poverty. For example, when Miss Peaches tells Bing, "You are a special boy. When you show everyone how special you are, your life will change." This encourages him to realize his worth and potential. The moment highlights the connection between resilience and the theme of self-acceptance and hope, demonstrating that inner strength can help overcome external struggles. The author suggests that resilience isn't about denying pain, but it's about accepting it and believing that life will get better. Through these characters' experiences, Hernandez emphasizes that resilience plays a vital role in survival and personal growth, allowing individuals to face adversity while nurturing hope for the future. Hi, it's been another week and I'm officially done 2/3 of the book. I wanted to share how I think the characters are developing throughout the story so far, and I also think that it would be a good idea to apply one of the literary lenses to the book so that I can gain a deeper understanding of the story. In the second third of the novel Scarborough, the struggles of the characters deepen, revealing their emotional vulnerabilities and fragile support systems around them. Sylvie's profound connection to her father is expressed when she reflects, "It sounded like I was swimming and listening to the sounds of water beneath the surface of my father. This was my dad." Despite his pain and hardship, Sylvie's empathy and love remain strong. Meanwhile, Bing's journey through adversity is symbolized as he recounts, "Ma held my hand as I skittered across an icy puddle, the threat of bubbles and water underneath its semi-frozen surface. I made it to the other side, leaving only a crack, like on the windshield of a car after an accident." This image captures both his vulnerability and his mother's steady care, highlighting resilience in the face of instability. Laura's harsh reality is exposed through the kindness of a neighbor. As Laura opened the door, the stink from inside made Miss Kamal cringe. She guided Laura to her apartment across the hallway. Food, the sound of Arabic, became the soundtrack to Laura's survival. This moment reveals the instability of Laura's environment and the fleeting refuge that can be found in community support. Together, these experiences deepen the portrayal on how characters navigate hardship, marked by moments of love and hope. Through a socioeconomic lens, Scarborough reveals how systemic inequalities and poverty deeply affects the characters' daily lives and shapes their experiences. For example, Victor's story illustrates the double burden of economic hardship and racial profiling. As he describes his mistrust for the police, he says, "You can imagine that since then, I've steered clear of a lot of white people, rich or poor. It doesn't matter. Call me a racist, I don't care. I am too scared. I am too black to be having that conversation around the water cooler about weaseling my way out of a speeding ticket by giving puppy eyes to a traffic officer. It doesn't work for me." This quotation emphasizes how poverty is intertwined within systemic racism, creating barriers and daily struggles that span way beyond just financial challenges. It demonstrates that characters like Victor not only face economic disadvantages, but also live with the fear and consequences of racial discrimination, which limits their opportunities and safety. The novel critiques the social systems that neglect the marginalized communities, forcing them to navigate hostile environments with minimal institutional support. Overall, Scarborough utilizes the characters' experiences to demonstrate that socioeconomic struggles are complex and compounded by racism, underscoring the urgent need for more equitable social structures. Another week has gone by, and I finally finished the book. To wrap things up for the final section of the book, I will talk about how the characters developed, I'll talk about connections that I've made to the story, and I'll talk about my emotional reactions while reading this story. In the final third of Scarborough, the characters' growth culminates in moments of self-discovery, healing, and hope for the future. Sylvie's awareness of legacy and desire to be remembered shines through when she says, "If we write our names, people hundreds of years from now will know we were here." This shows maturity beyond her early struggles. Bing embraces his true self boldly. Revealed in his decisive moment, I jumped to my feet, ripped off my shirt, and revealed my pink sequined halter top. Truth. It felt like running. It felt like screaming. Me. Truth. This shows that Bing fully embraces who he wants to be and is comfortable in his own body. Meanwhile, Laura experiences profound emotional healing in her father's forgiveness. She thinks, "I'm so scared," but then he holds me. Her father says, "I'm different now. I've learned so much. I'm not the same." She thinks that she has never been hugged like that before, and it feels so good to hug someone who will never hit you. This shows that Laura's father used to hurt her, but not anymore after he healed and fixed his wrong ways. Laura has emotionally grown a lot since the start of the book. Now she feels emotionally safe and physically safe. These moments reveal the characters' resilience and transformation as they move from pain towards acceptance, connection, and hope. The novel Scarborough strongly reminded me of the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith, because both explore the harsh realities living in poverty while holding the hope for a better future. In Scarborough, characters like Bing and Sylvie face daily struggles such as unstable homes, a lack of resources, and emotional hardship, similar to the protagonist in The Pursuit of Happiness, who battles homelessness while trying to take care of his son and secures a stable job. Both stories show that poverty isn't just about money, it affects relationships, self-worth, and opportunities. For example, Bing finds comfort and strength through community and music despite the difficulties, while in the movie, Will Smith's character relies on his perseverance and love for his son to keep going. This connection helped me realize that resilience is more than just bouncing back. It's about continuing to push forward even when the odds feel impossible, supported by hope and sometimes kindness of others. Seeing these themes play out in different stories deepened my understanding of how vital resilience is the face of all kinds of hardship and how people's determination can inspire change regardless of their circumstances. The personal connection I can make to this story relates to Bing. He struggles to find his place in the world, and I think that resonates with me because sometimes I feel different or uncertain. For example, when Bing faces judgment or misunderstanding, it reminded me of times that I was made fun of or misunderstood by friends or family for trying something new or for something that I believed in. Connection helped me realize how important it is to find a support system that accepts you for who you are. Bing's story showed me that even when it's hard, staying true to yourself and finding people who back you up can make a huge difference in your confidence and sense of belonging. Reading Scarborough evoked a mix of emotions in me, particularly sadness and hope. For instance, when Clara realizes that Santa isn't real because her family can't afford presents, the narrator says that her eyes got all watery. It evoked the raw pain that the characters experienced. Although the story was harrowing to read at times, some moments made me smile, like when Clara's parents found out how to keep the magic of Christmas alive by celebrating despite their struggles. These small victories reminded me that even in challenging situations, happiness and hope can still shine through. Overall, the book didn't make me cry, but it definitely made me feel deeply connected to the characters and the journeys they went through. I thank everyone for watching this video. And to wrap it up, I think it would be best to acknowledge the author and to explain who would enjoy this book. Scarborough is a powerful read for anyone who wants to understand the challenges of poverty and the strength that can be found within community and hope. The novel portrays kids and families facing financial struggles, but also highlights their support for one another. For example, the story shows how families like Sylvie's rely on food banks, and how Miss Hina provides them with food when the systems fail, revealing a sense of community and solidarity. This book is significant for readers interested in social justice because it challenges them to see the complex and often unseen hardships people endure. Overall, Scarborough invites readers to emphasize with diverse experiences and reflect on their own perspectives about poverty and resilience. Finally, I want to end with a letter to Catherine Hernandez. Dear Catherine, thank you for writing. Your book opened my eyes to the challenges faced by kids and families living in poverty. I was moved by how you portrayed Bing, Sylvie, and Laura not just as victims, but as strong and hopeful people. Your story helped me understand the importance of community and kindness during hard times. I appreciate the diverse characters and honesty of the story. It felt so real. After reading, I feel more aware and motivated to be more empathetic. If you ever write a sequel, I'd love to see how these characters continue to grow. Thanks again for this powerful story. Thank you for watching my book review on Scarborough by Catherine Hernandez. If you'd like to see another video, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try to make it. Thank you, and goodbye.